Yeah, this is wonderful. Going to 14th. Yes, 14th session. And in the 14th session, we'll talk about am I a human being and what is the journey of mindfulness and meditation in the in being a human, what exactly it means. I remember a wonderful small parable and a story. That's good. So, you see, we always talk of emptiness and nothingness when we talk of mindfulness. And I can bet 99% of the people know mindfulness is nothingness and emptiness. But do we really understand what is this meaning of nothingness and emptiness? So, when we talk of a traditional wisdom, we say that the mindfulness leads to self discovery. We find our true self. But when you talk to a Buddha master, they say nothingness, emptiness. Mindfulness is nothingness and emptiness. So it happened that the disciples of both the masters gathered together. They wanted to gain a deep insight. So the Buddha master said there is nothingness, and traditional master like me who says discover the real self behind the mind. So pay attention. So the traditional master asked Buddha master, there is a nothingness, you agree? Yes, there is a nothingness. Yes, sir. So now the debate has to start. Understand, debate in Eastern wisdom is known as Shastrarth, not the debate that we have in modern education system. So the Shastrarth means that we should debate in order to get the deeper insight into the meaning and the essence of what we are looking for in meditation. So it's a very healthy debate. So the traditional master said to the Buddha master, do you agree? Do you follow the path of nothingness when you reach to the highest state of meditation and you reach to the state of nothingness? Buddha master said, yes. Yes, sir, you are right. So should we start a debate? Yes. Are you in the state of nothingness? Yes, sir. So why should, to whom I should debate? You are already into the state of nothingness. You don't exist. I have won the debate. I have won the debate. Do you see that? Do you see that? That we don't really pick up the essence of what is mindfulness. Simply, intellectually, we are, oh, nothingness. And who says that there is nothingness? I say it. It means I am present. Who says in deep meditation that there is a nothingness and emptiness? I. So I is always present. So it means even in the nothingness, the true nature reveals. And that bring me to an interesting topic. What is experience? Meditation, mindfulness is a journey to learn from our own experiences. What is that experience? How do we define that experience? Can we put it into a mathematical equation? Yes. Experience is equal to object plus I. If there is no I, there is no experience. Am I clear? If there is no I, there is no experience. Huh? Just pay attention. Experience is equal to object plus I. We learn from our experiences. Our experience constantly change. That's what we have been sharing. After practice of meditation, our experiences are always different from the last week practice. So the experiences are constantly changing. The objects are constantly changing. What remains constant? I. What is this I? That is the subject matter of meditation. Just pay attention. Experience is equal to object plus I. What are those objects? It may be a person, it may be a possession, it may be a physical object, it may be my honey, it may be my money, it may be my parents. The objects, people, changes. So the experience changes, but I remain constant. I am stressed. Stress is an object. That is my experience, but I remain constant. I got married. I remain constant. Do you see that? Just find out. So learning from your own experiences is very important in the journey of meditation. Because object changes, so the experience changes. Experience changes because of the object, not because of I. I is constant factor. Am I clear? I is a constant factor. This is one of the great principles of meditation. Now, see, if there is no object, can there be an experience? So, but still the I remains. So, what is the definition of meditation and mindfulness? An objectless state of the mind. Objectless state. So when we live into that objectless state, in the field of awareness and attention, we have a taste of nothingness plus I. I cannot be rejected. The I lives in the background. Can you reject I to experience nothingness? Then who is the guy who experiences nothingness or emptiness? But now that I is devoid of all the experiences of the past plus an object, so the I is realized in its purest form. Can I say that? You realize that real I, pure consciousness. Are you getting it? So simple to get it. Once, I introduce. So when the Buddha says many masters gave right interpretation of Buddhist mindfulness, they said that during the time Buddha started teaching mindfulness, there were a lot of traditional unrealized masters who were pushing everyone with lot of rituals. So Buddha said, if I say that after nothingness there is something, these guys will again put rituals and they will destroy the entire purpose of meditation. So he did not speak anything after explaining what is nothingness. Let the person, the seeker, should awaken to that state of nothingness. I said, no, I should be full of compassion. So there must be an I to have a compassion. We teach in mindfulness. So that real I has to be there. So what is the false I? That is what we have been talking about. Asatoma satgamaya means moving from the false to the truth. And my master used to give an interpretation that we constantly live in false nature. So we have in Eastern wisdom, we have three levels. One is truth, second is untruth, third is the false. We have different explanations of that. So, what is truth? Truth is all pervading, it is self existent, it is pure consciousness, it is full of peace and happiness. So, truth is not speaking the truth. Truth as a consciousness, as my real nature. And what is untruth? That does not exist. Oh, I saw the elephant flying in the sky. Untruth. Not possible. That is untruth. That is not existing. And so, what is in between the two? That is my false nature. What is between the two? So, the definition of the false, it appears true, but it is not. I gave the same example. The sky is blue, but it is not. It will continue to appear blue even if I know that it is not blue. We know it is not blue. We know here is a mirage in the desert, the water, I see the water. I continue to see the water, but the knowledge happens in the mind that it is not. You see that? Do you see that? That is what the false is. So when we say asatoma satgamaya, it means moving from the false nature to the true nature, is the real meaning of asatoma satgamaya. We have 99.999% experiences of false nature in our daily life. So, how the intellect should interpret and become aware. So, my master used to say any experience of anxiety, duality, stress, conflict, anger is your false nature. It appears true, but it is not. It appears true, but it is not. Now, see, look at the life. Now, Ani came, now, should I give you a smoothie? Yes, you give me a smoothie. So, where is that? Where is, now see the false nature. It works. In a transactional world, we have to work with this false nature. But at the same time, if you remember that this is not your true nature in your mind, the way you remember, the sky is not blue, the water is not there in the mirage, the wave is not different from the water, the ocean is not different from the water. Why? The water is the truth for the ocean, the waves, and the cloud to exist. Am I clear? Look at this beauty of this Eastern wisdom. Those great masters explain the way they explain. So, the morning I wake up, I see my honey, I have to perform my role. Let me perform my role as best as I can. Finished. Now I am acting as a teacher. Perform my role as a teacher. Finished. But remember all the time, I am not what I am experiencing. I am not what I am experiencing because experience is equal to object plus I. So when I say I am stressed, the stress is different from me. Stress is my experience, I is the constant. I is the constant factor. Huh? When you learn mathematics, this is the constant factor, equation. Huh? X is equal to 5 plus y. And if the y has a certain number, we put that number and we find the value of x. Right? That is what we need to do. Experience is equal to object plus I. And what I means, I is equal to experience minus object. If the object is not there, the experience of the mind drops completely. The experience of blueness in the sky drops, and I remains. I know my true nature. How to apply that wisdom? When my master told me, it took a couple of years to really absorb completely. Hey, listen to it. The moment you have the anxiety, duality, conflict, problem, stress, it is your false nature. Declare you are not your false nature. See what happens. It is false nature. And the time came, the mind instantly moved deeper inside. It became devoid of all the contents of the stress and the anxiety. This is not me at all. So what is the second step is? Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Tamas is ignorance. Ignorance means I have an incomplete knowledge about myself. What is that incomplete knowledge? When I say I am stressed, put this equation, experience is equal to object plus I. And find out the value of I. Are you getting it? Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. From today, at any point in your life, apply this equation and apply the wisdom. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Ignorance means incomplete knowledge. When I look at the sky, sky is blue. Question is it right knowledge or incomplete knowledge? When I see the blue color of the couch or the sofa where Jerry and David are sitting, on which they are sitting, why it appears blue? Can you make out? My eyes have rejected all the colors except the blue. That is the learning in the physics. Do you see that? So it is not actually blue. It appears blue because it has rejected all the colors except blue. Same thing. Ignorance means the incomplete knowledge. What is the journey of meditation to remove that incomplete knowledge? What happens when I have an incomplete knowledge? It creates a wrong notion in a thinking. Example, Lara is not helping me. This is the wrong notion. This is wrong. No, I'm just wrong notion. Wrong notion. Ignorance is incomplete knowledge. Same thing about me. I have an incomplete knowledge, wrong notion about who am I. Meditation removes that. What is I? Experience minus objects. I have a very bad experience with this guy. So let me find out who am I. Experience, bad, minus object, both are gone. I'm free. I'm free. That is the third message. Mrityorma amritangamaya. What is Mrityorma? Freedom for the mind. As long as you are seeking freedom for the mind, you will definitely create a mess in your life. You will always have a stress in your life. There are two words: freedom from the mind and freedom for the mind. Just think of it. Freedom for the mind is always looking for experiences. It will filter out. This is bad, this is good. I'm happy getting married. I'm unhappy getting married. Both situations are there. Both experiences are there. Are you getting it? Third equation, third thing is Mrityurma. Sit even for a few minutes every day and ask, is the mind seeking its own freedom or I am seeking my own freedom? When the mind is seeking its own freedom, what will happen? Obsession, anxiety, duality, conflict. Look, Lara, the beauty of the Eastern wisdom, the in-depth psychology. What we say in modern psychology, manage your anxiety. You mismanage your life and then you manage your anxiety. That is the only possibility. You manage your stress, you mismanage your life so that you can manage your stress, and it will never happen. You manage your anger, you mismanage your life. So, who is asking to manage your anger? Freedom, the mind that is seeking its own freedom. When I seek freedom from the mind, what is the meaning of the freedom from the mind? And then we'll start our journey. Just think of it. Think of it. I believe and I trust that you might have correlated that equation. Experience is equal to, do you remember? Experience is equal to object plus any object. Any object. It may be a person, it may be an event, it may be a food. How do you relate these? Freedom for the mind means I'm expecting a particular experience with a particular person, with a particular object, and the mind will constantly be filled with all those experiences. Mind will be busy. At one point of time, I had a wonderful experience with you, and now I have a worst experience with you. I'm happy getting married. Now I'm unhappy with the same guy. Look at this. Mind is seeking its own freedom. Can you change it? Can you become aware of it? The moment you live into that awareness, you live into meditation and mindfulness. You enjoy. I is equal to experience minus object. But today I have this experience. It's okay. The experiences are constantly changing. So tomorrow it is going to change. How can I contribute to bring about a change in that experience? That is the journey of the meditation. So when the mind sticks to one experience, bad or good, so what is happening? The mind is seeking its own freedom. Meditation is a journey for freedom from the mind, not freedom for the mind. Are you getting it? Freedom for the mind. Freedom from the mind. Freedom from the mind means experiences are gone, objects are gone. I am living into the state of emptiness and nothingness. Close your eyes. Let us start our journey. Eyes are closed. Stage one, we prepare and show the mind the inner resources. Close your eyes. You are looking deep inside. Where? You're looking deep inside your head or the heart. Both are okay. You need not to worry. Both are okay. Now I'm opening up. I have opened up last week also. You the mind keep looking inside, facing within. The moment you face to the main door of your house, you are aware of the neighbors, their houses, their front yard, but you are out of sight. You see that? The same way the mind is facing inside to the self will settle the body into the state of steadiness. That needs to be discovered. Apply the same principle. Experience is equal to object plus I, and I is equal to experience minus object. What is that? You are leaving the sense perception. Senses are no doubt instrument of knowledge to see the world, but it cannot see my true nature. The way I cannot see the virus without electron microscope. But it exists. Same way the true nature exists. Thank God it is not virus. That is our first step. Then we need to settle in the stage one. Why we need to settle in the stage one? Because previous experiences has created a very deep impression into my mind. So the mind runs after those objects plus experiences through the body. So I have to settle that body. How? Being comfortable. And I gave you a simple step of that being comfortable. The mind looks at the neck joint, you feel the sensation. Or I would say, look at the neck joint. Keep looking. Keep looking at the neck joint. You feel the presence. You experience. So that feeling the presence and the experience leads me to sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. It has to be followed with a knowledge deeper inside or with awareness and attention. Shoulder joints. The moment I say shoulder joints, the mind goes there. You feel the sensation. Sensation gives you the knowledge. See that? Sensation is an experience, and the experience gives you the knowledge that the shoulder joints are comfortable or not. If it is not, just align it. You align, you're comfortable, and there is a sense of steadiness. But one has to be aware little deeper. What is that? The experiences from the past in terms of the thoughts and the feeling and the anxiety and the duality will be in the mind. What should I do? Do nothing with them. Let them come and go. So, the third step of the stage one, being carefree, also go together. Understand the stage one, and you should be doing this stage one practice for 5 minutes, maybe 5, 6, 10 times a day. It will take only 5 to 6 minutes. Why? Then you can settle in any meditation. It is not mind meditation or your meditation, it is simply meditation or mindfulness. We are invoking the higher principles. So move the mind from the top of the head to the toes, looking at all the joints. So when you're looking at all the joints, you have an experience. What is an object? All the joints are the objects, and you have an experience. What is that experience? Sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. And still, you have another experience. Thoughts are coming and going. Let them come and go. They are also your experiences. Thought is there. No thought is there. Some mind imagines something. It remembers something. Now it does not. That is also your experience. So, what is the point of awareness? Experience an object. They are not you. How? Sky is not blue. What is the principle? Asatoma satgamaya. See that. Look at it. So we completed the stage one. It does not mean, like any examination here in our country, once we pass that level one examination and we forget it. No, we continue to live into the state of sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness so that we can give birth to the stage two, if I say so. In the stage two, we have today three steps. First step, why we do the stage two: to purify the mind and keep the mind within, or move the mind little deeper. What is that purification? Just remember, experience an object. What is left? I. When you contemplate deeply, I is equal to experience minus object. I am stressed. Stress is your experience. It must have a cause, an object. Remove the cause, an object, the experience will also disappear. But in the stage two, we go little deeper. We directly remove both. How? Look deep inside the forehead. Why I say to look deep inside the forehead? It is the center of wisdom, the knowledge when it is applied. So when that center is clear about what? Same equation, experience is equal to object plus I. So instantly your mind will become aware and return to the I. So look deep inside the forehead at a point and then start breathing playful breath, short in the quick breath. Enjoy that breathing. Start breathing quick and short breath from both the nostrils. Keep your attention deep inside. Keep your attention deep inside the forehead. You are aware it. Continue, continue. Quick and short and playful breath. Playful breath. You are continuously doing, your experiences are changing with every single breath. Maybe freshness, maybe the mind is reacting and resisting. Continue with that and stop this. You can recall your experience. There was a resistance in the mind, then it means we need to continue doing this practice until the resistance in the mind drops completely. That is the role of the breathing practice here. And when you focus deep inside the forehead, there is unusually a different experience when you focus inside the heart or inside the belly button. And that we will understand through the practice. So, in this stage too, we will continue to purify the mind, but this time we will focus deep inside the belly button. There are three major expression of the consciousness force. Center, the wisdom, the knowledge. The second is the desire in the heart. And the third is the action. So let us focus deep inside the belly button and start breathing from the belly, little long, and the hissing breath. The belly expands like a balloon, then it contracts like a balloon. You expel the air from the balloon, from the belly, and you inhale from the belly. We want a new experience, and ultimately we will drop that also to leave the mind in the state of purified state. It is again playful. It is again a playful breath, my friends. You are doing it with awareness, continuing the experience of the stage when you are still comfortable, you are still carefree. The body seems to be in the state of steadiness. And stop this. Do do nothing. Just do nothing. Move the mind from the top of the head to the toes to experience new experiences. That is all simple. Let us deepen that experience of purified state of the mind. We will continue with the humming. And how we do the humming? We It takes time to inhale first into the belly and then into the rib cage. Total. And while breathing out, make the humming sound louder, deeper, and longer. I'll be doing it a couple of times so that you have a clear understanding. Goal is to bring the humming sound at least 2 or 3 breaths in a minute, or 4 breaths in a minute would be a wonderful start. The goal is to inhale as deep, as silent, as slow as possible. It should take longer time. Why? Your breath rate will become goes down per minute. But at the same time, you're doing the humming also as deep, as long, as loud as possible. Why? The breath rate should drop down. But in a very casual, natural, playful manner. Continue. Continue humming. Remember, the mind will play a trick. Why? The mind needs its own freedom. So it will do a very quick inhalation. No way. Don't do that. Pay attention. You have to work on the mind rather than the mind works on you. Continue. Continue, my friends, in the stage 2, purification of the mind, so that we can continue working on the mind to move into the state of meditation and mindfulness. And stop this humming sound. We can trick the mind if I use the word. You all are my very close to me now, so I can use these phrases to help you understand. So let us move into the stage 3 without waiting. The moment you start inhaling, little deeper breath, move the mind inside the right arm, either from the shoulder to the fingertips or fingertips to the shoulder. And when you exhale, either you move the mind from the shoulder to the fingertips or fingertips to the shoulder. So, what we are doing? The space inside, that darkness is a highway. Breath is your car, and the mind is the driver. Can we move the mind through the prana in the mental space inside? the right arm at this moment. We all know the hands, these extremities, puts us into action. When you are doing this nyasa in the stage 3, the mind, due to the past impression, will want you to push you into the action, but you are dropping that action here by nyasa. That leaves the mind deeper within. Look at it. This is what we are doing. We'll understand nyasa in detail. Nyasa, sannyasa, a lot of things. A lot of words are used, so continue. And I'll move the mind inside the left arm in the same way. The mind driver. What is that mind here? It is awareness and attention. The flower of meditation blossoms in awareness and attention. Mind is the driver. You have a little deeper breath, and the mind, the moment the inhalation starts, you move your mind from one point to the other in the space inside. So you are aware of the space within. You are aware of the space within. We are experimenting with this step. We are doing it for a little longer period, about 1.5 minutes on each. And you will discover the mind gets absorbed. When you do this practice in this week, this 4 days, regularly, you'll find, oh, what has happened to me? Now, move the mind and the breath inside the right leg. When the breath goes in or comes out, you move the mind with the breath inside the right leg, either from the right side of the waist to the toes and toes to the right side of the waist. What is point of awareness? You are aware of the space. You are aware of the breath moving in and out, and the mind is riding on the breath. Just think, highway in the midnight, no vehicle is there. You're moving alone, walking alone. Let us see what happens. In the stage 3, I have left one step that we did last time, and we are paying more attention to the nyasa in this step. You will discover as if you have gone deep, deep, deep. Now in the inside the left leg, inside the left leg. There is no blockages. Simple. I'm aware of the darkness inside. The mind is moving with the breath. So our mind is the driver. It is a perfect driver if it lives in awareness and attention. What it means? We are taking over the mind without any resistance. That is the key. Now, moving the mind last time from the top of the head to the tailbone. All the different states of the consciousness located here. Whether you inhale, moving the mind from the top of the head to the tailbone, and tailbone to the top of the head. Why we are moving, very clear. All different states of consciousness are located here. We can say our brain, neurophysiology, we are not going there. You will discover when the mind moves, drops from the top of the head to the tailbone. It is very easy. But when you ask the mind to rise from the tailbone in the space to the top of the head, and just give you a glimpse of very deeper, higher meditative practices. So when the mind falls down, drops down, it is known as descending of the peace and the happiness. You have heard the word descendants, and you have heard the word ascendants, ascending, descending. And in that stage, just leave the step and go to the last step. Awareness, the stage 4 today, looking at the breath, going in and out, feeling the breath, and no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath, and see what happens. Sometimes a single step can lead us to, at present, almost. You simply know the breath is going in and out. You are feeling the breath inside the nose with every breath going in and out, but you are aware and attentive. You are not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Just see what happens. You have already cleared the path of the mind. You have taken over the mind. You're working on the mind. And now you need not to work. You're just watching. and doing nothing. Remain as you are in the state of doing nothing. What is the equation we have studied? Experience is equal to object plus I. Very good. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. If your hands are perfectly clean, then you can put your hands on your eyes, open the eyes inside, know your experiences, bring the hands down, and we will share our experiences now.